Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. It's probably going to be morning when you're watching this because this is a recorded episode of Meet the Experts. My name is Jay Vix, and I've been hosting over 50 episodes now of Meet the Experts. This was a podcast. I call it the anti-podcast. We designed it to just kind of focus on promoting small business owners in and around Greensboro, North Carolina, where we started. And we've expanded from there outside of Greensboro for several of our more recent episodes. However, today we are bringing it back to Greensboro with a fantastic business that I think everybody needs to know about. And you're going to know why really soon. So especially if you have a sweet tooth, you're really going to want to know why. So today, my guest is Miss Tanya Dickens with Savor the Moment Bakery. And let's, without further ado, get her on and start to ask her some questions about her goodness. Tanya, how are you today?
I'm doing excellent. Good morning.
Good morning. It's great to have you on. I know we've tried to get this done a couple of times, and I'm glad it finally worked out.
Yes.
Well, let's get started. Tell us more about who you are and what you do.
All right. Well, I'm Tanya Dickens, like you said, and I own Savor the Moment, located right here in downtown Greensboro. We have a family-owned business that we started 6 years ago over near the Greensboro Coliseum. We recently, in the last 2 years, moved over to downtown, and we love it.
Oh, it's awesome. And you are, I know you're, as a matter of fact, I'll put it up for everyone to see. You're at the corner of Friendly and North Davie, right downtown. I love that corner. I was actually doing there was this clued up game where everybody was dressed up and running around with costumes and solving clues. And I did it with my wife.
Awesome. I remember.
Yeah. And I remember just being at the corner right outside of the bakery, and there was tons of people doing this thing. And we were all standing there, and I'm like, this bakery is packed. People are going in left and right buying stuff. Like, I got to check them out. All right. So now let's get right into it. You have a product called the Crunch Cheesecake. And I know you told me that you recently got the trademark for it. All right. You need to tell us all about the Crunch Cheesecake right now. I know everybody's going to want to hear this.
Absolutely. So the Crunch Cheesecake, what I'm so excited about, it saved our business during the pandemic. Because before the pandemic, we did birthday cakes and wedding cakes, a lot of custom orders. And when the pandemic hit, no one was having large events anymore. So we had to quickly shift to a curbside takeout delivery model. And at the same time, we were experimenting with our cheesecake. I had tasted a cheesecake that was really like light and fluffy, and I liked that. And so we were working to duplicate that. But in the meantime, we had a product already called a sundae cream. It tastes like ice cream, but it doesn't melt. And we were using it like in our cake sundaes. And so we were like, this will be really good on a cheesecake. And another thing that was really popular at the time is a baked cookie crunch coating on the outside of like regular cakes, like a strawberry cake. And I was like, wow, this would be a great combination, and nobody's doing it. So we experimented during the pandemic, at the very beginning. And when we sold that cheesecake, it took off like wildfire. We literally had people waiting in the parking lot because we were selling out. Because cheesecake takes about 3 hours to make, so it's not like a quick turnaround. And people were asking, can we pay for it now? And we'll come back. Just let us know what time to come back and pick it up because we don't want to miss out. So at the time, we only had maybe like 8 pans. And 8 pans will just yield you like about 60 slices. And so we kept ordering pans. And later we started adding other flavors. And we were going with like a nostalgic, like childhood type desserts and things that people were familiar with. So we had the strawberry shortcake, which is kind of like a strawberry shortcake ice cream pop. And so people really associated it with that. Then we added chocolate because everybody likes chocolate, right?
Sure.
And we started adding nuts and caramel. So then we made turtle. And I was like, oh, a banana pudding one would be really good. And it just kept going. And then customers were giving us ideas. We added peach cobbler, key lime, just all kind of favorites. And so now we have 14 signature flavors for our crunch cheesecakes. And what we've added recently at the end of last year is we have a dessert bar. So just like how you go into Cold Stone Creamery and you can design your own creation of ice cream, you do the same thing with your cheesecake. So when we were coming up with all these different ideas, now we let you do it yourself. We still have our 14 signature flavors, but in addition, you can make your own crunch cheesecake creation. So it's just a really good dessert. It has a creamy cheesecake as a base, this light Sunday cream in the middle, and then it's coated with a baked cookie crunch coating, and then whatever toppings, we have different fruit toppings you can add.
Yum.
Yeah, it's
Yum.
really
Like, I think I'm drooling literally. So, um, well, that is amazing. Um, Obviously, I've seen people going in and out of the bakery. Share maybe some of the best feedback that you think you've received, or maybe what are some people, when you hear people raving about this, what are some of the things you're hearing?
Well, the biggest compliment I got just recently, a lady said she came in and she said what took her by surprise is how the customers were in there making suggestions about what new customers should get. But the biggest thing I get is people say, I don't even like cheesecakes, but I really like your cheesecake. I think that's the biggest compliment. And I even tell people, I hear people say that a lot when I tell them what I do. I say, just try it. And we've converted a lot of people that don't normally eat cheesecake. I'll just say that.
I love it. Now I do like cheesecake, so I'm actually I'm you know I'm a fan. I've been still trying to get over there. And now you've really sold me on this. I'm like, my arm, you don't have to twist any harder. You mentioned earlier that the crunch cheesecake came about during the pandemic.
Yes.
So how did it really come into existence? Like, I mean, obviously you didn't just like wake up one morning and you just like went in the bakery and was like, here we go, crunch cheesecake. Like, how did that all come about in the first place?
Well, like I said, we were experimenting from a cheesecake I like because I don't traditionally like a New York dense type cheesecake. And I
Okay.
tasted a cheesecake that someone we had somewhere, and it was very light. And I was like, how did they achieve this? So my mom, who's like a mad chemist baker, we started experimenting and we nailed
Okay.
it. And it was just a combination of so many things coming together. The strawberry crunch cake was kind of popular and it was kind of trending a bit. And so we just combined the two things together with our secret sauce, which is our Sunday cream. And at the beginning of the pandemic, if you remember, all you could do was eat. People were just checking out new restaurants because you couldn't do anything else. So
Right.
it was something new. I think the timing was just right. We had a couple local Facebook companies that were actually promoting to shop local, check out new restaurants, and support them. And people were hearing about us that had never walked in our doors before. And then when we added like Grubhub, we were on another platform where people hadn't heard about us before. And here was this new product that they had never heard of before. I think it was just really timing and really
Um,
just a blessing. So that's how we
that's
started.
that's amazing. I love it. I
And it
love
didn't
how
leave much
you.
room for much else after that.
I'm sure, and I love how you said your mom is like the mad chemist baker. I think that's really cool. She
Oh,
should
yeah.
have a shirt that says "Mad Chemist Baker" on it, or maybe
And
I
she's
don't know, a
converted my
hashtag.
16-year-old son. He's serious making as she is.
Awesome. So speaking of, you said a blessing. Um, Tell us something. We're pretty much wrapping up. We've got a few more questions for you. Tanya, if I
Okay.
said just tell me something you're thankful for professionally or personally, what would you say?
I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to share the entrepreneurship journey with my family. We have 5 kids. My mom is retired and she's a widow, and she moved here with us about 10 years ago. And it was her dream for us to start this business together. And so I'm very thankful for that. Those things, my family being a part of this journey.
I love that. I've done over 50 of these episodes, and most of the time, almost every time, people have been thankful for their family. And I think
Oh, yeah.
that being an entrepreneur, running a business, you have to have a good solid family to be
Yeah.
successful. I mean, they may not work in the
Absolutely.
business, yours do, but the support, the understanding of the dedication you have, the understanding that it's a lot, there's a lot invested in it, in the success. I
Mhm.
mean, you have to, if you don't have a supportive family, it's a lot harder to succeed. I know we have days where we're extremely busy and I have to call my wife and say, hey, can you get our daughter today? I have to take this last call. and
Right.
and I, there are certain sacrifices that we have to make, and I think if you can manage to do that and still keep the family balance,
Yes.
um, that's really important as well. But it sounds like you've got a great thing going. As a matter of fact, so great that you have a second location coming soon, right?
Yes, we're excited. We're going to be opening up in the Office Depot shopping center on East Chester and High Point this summer. So we're planning to open this June. So we're really
Congrats.
excited. But this location will be a complete dessert bar. So we'll have all of our crunch cheesecakes and the ability for you to design your own crunch cheesecake in High Point. So you don't have to drive over to Greensboro. So for my Winston-Salem and High Point customers, we're going to be closer to your home.
That's incredible. I do know, well, I don't know how much sense it would make, but if I went to check out that place, I got that new 840 loop around the northern side of Greensboro that cuts
Oh,
me over
yes,
to
it's
Winston-Salem. It
wonderful.
takes like 20 minutes out of my drive over there.
Right.
So even getting High Point would be a lot faster. All right, we just got one more question to wrap up.
Sure.
This has been a fantastic interview. I absolutely love what you're doing. A little bit ashamed that I haven't gotten over there yet. I've just been so crazy, but I'm dying to get over and try the crunch cheesecake. And I kind of want to try like all 14 flavors just because. So,
Wow.
but I know that in business, we get asked, I get asked the same questions over and over and over again. Right. And I guess that's the reason why people put an FAQ section on their website, right? Like the frequently
Right.
asked questions. What are some questions that Savor the Moment gets all the time, and maybe you just kind of want to answer it on video and be able to share that on your website or something so that people can maybe find that answer out without having to ask?
Right. I think our number one question is, do we do custom cakes? And that's because we used to do custom cakes. The other question is, do we have a party room to rent out? Because we used to have that at our old location, but we are strictly a crunch cheesecake dessert bar located in downtown Greensboro and soon in High Point.
Okay. So yeah, so no wedding cakes and no
Now,
party room.
I tell you what we can do for your wedding. We can give you an awesome dessert bar. We actually have a mobile refrigerated crunch cheesecake dessert bar that we can bring and just wow your guests with it.
That would wow anybody. Now,
Yes.
with that dessert bar, sorry, I'm going to add a follow-up question to that because I think that brings up a good point. That dessert bar, now, is that something you can do for corporate events as well?
Oh, absolutely. We already do. Yes. We do
Okay.
it. Yeah, we're vendors with the Guilford County School System. We're also vendors with the state through the Hub program, and we do corporate as well. Absolutely. We'll bring our whole display refrigerated topping bar to your location and serve your guests.
That is a no-brainer.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you're
One
a
of a kind
business,
dessert. They're not going to
yeah,
get it anywhere else.
right. Yeah. If you're a business owner in the Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem area, anywhere in the triad, and you need to plan a corporate event, I can assure you, you're not going to be disappointed by that. What
Right.
a great concept. And when, everybody loves customization. So if you can kind of mix and match some stuff and kind of give it your own flair, that's it's definitely a big hit with businesses, and also like you said, weddings, any other type of gatherings. But you also do walk-in traffic. So if you're just
Yes.
seeing this and want to go stop on in, what are your hours?
So we're open Wednesday and Thursday from 12 until 6. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're open from 12 until 8 p.m.
Awesome. No excuses now. No excuses. So you're open today at 12. So
Oh,
okay, I
tomorrow.
need
We
to.
open tomorrow at 12.
Oh, tomorrow at 12, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm confused. All right, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Got it. Tomorrow at 12. All right, no excuses this week. I got to get in there. Tanya, thank you so much. This has been wonderful. I'm so glad we got a chance to get to know you and your business and another growing business in the Greensboro area, which I love to see. And thanks for coming on.
No, thanks for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. We'll talk really soon. Thanks for being a guest.
Okay, thank you.
That was awesome. So listen, if you're in Greensboro and soon High Point, I mean, you could be in High Point now and come to Greensboro, or Winston-Salem, come to Greensboro, but soon there'll be a High Point location. Encouraging everybody to go check out Savor the Moment, try the Crunch Cheesecake, myself included, and I hope you will take us up on that. So this episode of Meet the Experts is coming to a close. Once again, if you would like to be a future guest on Meet the Experts, all you need to do is go to www.meettheexpertspodcast.com, meettheexpertspodcast.com. There's no charge to you as a business owner to be a guest on the show. We'll interview it. We'll stream it out live. If you If you're interested in having us chop up the videos for you and do all that fun stuff, we can talk about that as well, because as a business owner, you might not have time to do all that video post-production, but we would love to feature you, let you tell your story on video. We can do it remote, and we apparently can do it on site as well, too. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next episode of Meet the Experts. Take care.